Okay, so we return to chapter 2, the fundamentals of Ayurveda. I already talked about Pancha Mahabhuta, the five basic elements, and how it relates to Ayurveda and what their properties are. For example, the fire has the property of enhancing your complexion and lending a healthy glow to the body, and so forth. So we already went through all this, I believe. So let's continue on lesson 2 of chapter 2. The principle of Tridosha, the three biological humors. So the concept of Tridosha is critical to the Ayurveda because it's the basic philosophy that helps the individual regulate their body by understanding and helps you understand your body and mind by understanding the qualities of the doshas. And dosha is actually a popular South Indian dish. Um, and Ayurveda is very alive today in South India, so it's no coincidence that it's called dosha because the food dosha is made with the spices and the foodstuffs that balance the doshas. So whichever one, there's different flavors for different doshas, basically. So let's get to it. So the Ayurvedic physician correlates our ailments with increase in one of the three doshas, Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, or gas, bile, and phlegm. This may leave us confused if we have no idea what they are referring to. Gas, bile, and phlegm. It is important that we understand these important terms in order to know more about our individual characteristics and inclinations. Like I said, picture is worth 1,000 words. The principle of Tridosha, the five elements, types of Tridosha, and their role in different stages of life. The phlegm, the bile, and the gas. And there are different times of the day, and so forth. The Tridosha is composed of two words, tri and dosha. Tri means a group of three basic elements, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Dosha means that which is capable of vitiation or dysregulation. When these three are vitiated, they produce disease, and when they are in equilibrium or their natural state, they maintain a perfect balance or harmony between the body and the sapta dhatus. Sapta means seven, and dhatu means the tissue, one of the tissue. There's 7 different layers of tissues in the body, and the doshas maintain the equilibrium between the body and the dhatus, thereby upholding and maintaining the body. Hence, here, dosha does not have an ordinary literal meaning. Tridosha does not mean an impaired or vitiated condition of all three, but a well-defined theory of upholding the body and its physiology by means of the three biological energy pillars. So these three are actually biological energy pillars which uphold the body and its physiology. So a well-defined theory which gives you power to control your health and keep your body in balance. So there's 3 mental qualities, sattva, rajas, and tamas, which are also should be in a state of equilibrium, and they're called the mula prakriti, or the basic nature. But here prakriti does not literally mean nature, and in a similar fashion, mula prakriti, the basic nature of the body, is a form of 3 biological energy pillars, vata, pitta, and kapha, that maintain and uphold the body, constituting Tridosha. So that's Tridosha, just a theory of the 3 basic energy pillars that uphold the body and the universe, really. Body constituents, doshas, dhatus, and mala. So we already talked about dhatus and doshas. Let's find out what mala is. Now, if you know English and Latin, you know mal is and even Spanish, malo, el mal. I forgot, malo, something like that. Or mala means bad. But The root word in English, mal, as in maladaptive, malodorous, it means bad. Malodorous means a bad smell. So, like, mal means something bad, right? So we can already figure that out. It's one of the three wastes of the body. The body eliminates toxins through three different avenues. One is sweat, three main avenues. There's other smaller avenues, but the three main avenues is sweat, and then feces, and then urine. Those are the three malas. So let's get to it. The human body is made up of these factors. All the constituent elements are part of these three, out of which doshas are the most important, as they are the most powerful forces in the body, which either create health or disease. This is the energy source of the body. Next, there are three doshas: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Here they are named Tridosha. The three doshas are considered to be the pillars or mainstay of the body, responsible for its creation, preservation, and destruction. Although the union of sperm and ovum results in the conception of embryo, but without the support of these doshas, the formation of a body is not possible. So these are the fundamental energy concepts. These are metaphysical, invisible concepts that create everything, all that are composed of the five basic elements in combinations. So these three energy pillars, composed of those basic elements, are responsible for everything on a subconscious level. Therefore, even before the embryo is joined, those three forces are acting in that sexual union process, to create a new body. After birth, nourishment of the body, maintenance of good health, prevention and cure of various ailments rests upon these tridosha. That's because all bodily processes, physical or chemical, are controlled by them. They act as basic constituents and protective barriers for the body in its normal physiological state. Condition. When out of balance, they contribute to disease. Healthy body only possible as long as the doshas are in balance. So in a balanced state, they're also known as dhatus. Any type of deformity or imbalance, increase or decrease in the dosha, results in bad health, and body becomes susceptible to disease. So as long as they're in equilibrium, the dhatus and malas, along with the forces that prevent ailments, are also in their normal states. But when the doshas are out of balance, the others get imbalanced, and that results in poor health and ultimately disease. All right. So that's why they're called doshas, because they are basically the initial blemish, the root cause, the root blemish that creates all the disease in your body and mind. These doshas change their natural state due to increase, decrease, or dominance. So sometimes one becomes dominant or the other. And it also depends on the season, time of the day, and so forth, and your age, and so forth. They also vitiate the balance of dhatus and malas, the doshas, by their vitiation, and progress towards disease development. So they cause the progress towards disease. I think that's pretty much what progress means, to go towards disease. But anyhow, progress towards disease development. Therefore, they are termed doshas, as the term dosha literally means a fault or a blemish. Alright? I keep repeating that. But it's also a very tasty South Indian food. There are two main causes for the vitiated condition of the doshas. Vriddhi, an undue increase in their normal level in the body, and Shaya, a decrease below their normal level. However, most diseases are caused by an increase in the doshas, because with a decrease in any dosha, its power to produce an illness automatically gets reduced. Okay, so we usually worry about the increase in the doshas, because that's easier to notice too. It is true that with a reduction in the amount of a particular dosha, its properties also weaken and it cannot work effectively. But when there's a decrease in any dosha, the contrasting attributes will gain strength, and the dosha with contrasting attributes gets aggravated as a result of disequilibrium, leading to diseases associated with the aggravated dosha and not the pacified one. All right. So, for example, when there's a lot of water in the atmosphere, like when it's raining right now, um, the gas humor will be balanced because gas is balanced in water. When you go underwater, all the gas bubbles escape your body. So now that it's raining, the gas humor has become lower, which means the irregularity of the gas humor, the erraticness, has also its quality has been reduced, and the movement quality of gas humor has been reduced, right? The lightness of the gas humor has been reduced. So now the corresponding contrasting qualities of static and heaviness, the quality of the phlegm humor is now dominant because of that, you know? And as you can see outside, the sky also is white, which is the color of phlegm. So it's very true. Because it's just basic philosophy, you know? The opposites. The 10 qualities in opposites, creating the 3 doshas and so forth. Because doshas are like themes, general themes. The sun is a theme, you know? The moon and the night is another theme. Fire is a third element that is unique. So, and so forth. Alright, so disequilibrium is what creates diseases, and the aggravated dosha is the one that causes the diseases. Alright, so sometimes when one is reduced, the other gets aggravated, and that other causes the disease, not the one that was reduced. An undue increase in the amount of dosha causes a drift in its position from a specified location. So that's why it said when dosha is in balance, it's called a dhatu, which is a tissue. But once it becomes imbalanced, then that tissue escapes, you know? Maybe that's how cancer's being caused, because cancer also is having to do with the fire element and also the movement element of the wind, because that's how cancer spreads. That's a very windy thing. So aggressive cancers have more wind in them, whereas cancer in general is a very fiery thing because it's inflammation, it's a transformation of the cells into something ruinous and poisonous, you know, like herbs turning into ash, you know, that same thing, a poisonous kind of ash. But anyway, yeah. An undue increase in the amount of dosha causes a drift in its position from a specified location. It enters into opposite sites and vitiates the dhatus or tissues and leads to ill health. So that's how the I forgot the word for it, pathological process begins, right? The pathology, the disease starts from the drift of the dosha because of its increase, going to its opposite site and vitiating the dhatus or tissues and leading to ill health. Thus the disease is caused. So it is clear that a balance between the 3 doshas is absolutely essential for the uninterrupted physiological activities and upholding of the body. Only in a state of equilibrium can they work efficiently to maintain our well-being. Just as the mind permeates the entire body, so do the doshas. So the mind comes first, and it's all over the body, not only in the brain, like they try to fool you. And the mind, the soul comes first, it's spirit, and then it kind of becomes mental, and then the mind gives birth to the body, and that's the theory. So the origin is from the spiritual sphere, and then in the emotional, psychic, astral body, and then in the physical, gross body, you know? And therefore, that's why disease first starts in the soul. That's why shamans used to be known to cure the worst diseases. And then mental psychotherapy is more powerful than people can imagine, and hypnosis proves that. and then the body is the last thing, you know. But unfortunately, people are living totally ass backwards today. So let's get away from our ass and look at the doshas that make the ass what it is. Only in a state, just as the mind permeates the entire body, so do doshas. They're present even in the external body parts, such as hair, nails, and the wastes, where the mind does not go. So I guess there's no mind in the nails, which is why you don't feel pain, I guess, when you scratch it. Um, but there is doshas there. So you can see different nails show the variance of the different doshas in your wastes. So the nails are the waste of the bones, the shit is the waste of the gut, I guess, and so forth with the urine. It's more of the blood too, the urine. So you could tell what's going on with the doshas in the different parts of your body with these wastes, just like you can with your tissues and so forth, and your overall health. So as you can see, Ayurveda is a very great philosophy. You know, no wonder he's carrying that the elixir of immortality in his hand, and some herbs coming from the forest with the wisdom of the ancient seers of ancient India. So now they're going to talk about the three doshas, but I'll get back to that because I think my battery's going to die soon, and I need water. All right. Maybe you can read ahead if you want till I get around to the next video. Since no one has donated any kashish, I need to work on my online job more. So you can start reading about the gas humor and all its main qualities and what it looks like and why it gets bad and how to balance it, right? This is very important. Alright, I think I've given you a lot now. And I've already kind of discussed this in the past. So I'll try to get back to it and show you more. And this is the next one, the bile humor. Till next time, peace.